How to get rid of shyness when it comes to public speaking. Do you know that when I was a kid, I was actually shy? My dad would have to pull me out of my bedroom because we always had people coming over to the house. And at the bare minimum, I had to say, "Hi, my name is Joya." That's all he asked of me. But he was like, it's not okay to hide in your room. All I'm saying is that I suffered from shyness when I was a kid. I know that's hard to believe as an adult. But here's why I'm talking about this today when it comes to leadership. Just because you are shy, there are plenty of introverts out there, doesn't mean that you can't get the success that you are seeking. So today I'm offering you 3 tips on how to overcome your shyness when it comes to public speaking. Point number 1 is to build something called a brag book. This is something I learned in a business program many, many years ago, but a brag book essentially is a list of all of your accomplishments, all of your laurels. Anytime somebody wrote you a nice note, anytime somebody gave you an award, I cut and paste it into what I call my brag book. It's a great reminder when life kicks you down, and you know that life will, for me to go back and look and see how far I have come. It's also great to ask friends and family, like when they look at you and see your accomplishments, write those things down in your brag book. But the point is that if you're going to be walking into a room where you know that your shyness is starting to get the better of you, read up on this brag book and see how accomplished and how excellent you really are. All right, point number 2 is wear a conversation starter. Tanya Searle is a very good friend and colleague of mine. She's a stylist, and she always counsels that you should dress for the opportunities you want. She tells a story of how she wore this very bright, ostentatious red coat once because she was going into a room where she wanted to get the attention of the high-profile person that was in the room. Well, because she wore this very luxurious red coat that stood out like a red poppy, she didn't even actually have to make any effort. The person that she wanted to get in touch with came over to her to compliment her on the coat that she was wearing. So just make it easy for yourself. Wear a scarf, wear some fancy earrings, wear something that makes a conversation starter. All right, the 3rd tip that I'm going to offer you for overcoming shyness in public, and this is a little bit of woo-woo, so stay with me. I remember reading The Secret back in the days when I was dating. And this was a book that was kind of like, rules that you should follow when you are dating men. And one of the things that I really took away from that book is that you should have some rituals, some transition rituals when you are going from your workday to the date. So in other words, can you go home and take a bath? Can you put on a silk camise? Can you do something that transition you from often the very male testosterone driven women that we are in the workplace, but transition into something that's a little bit softer and transition into something that's a little more gentle, right? So it's the same thing that applies here. Before you are walking into a situation where you know your shyness is going to get the best of you, can you observe a transition ritual? Hint, one of the things that I love to do is positive self-talk. Again, go back to point number 1, look at that brag book, but really talk yourself up and know that you 100% deserve to be in that room. I'm hosting a public speaking masterclass. This cohort is already underway, but there is a wait list, believe it or not, forming for the January cohort, which kicks off on January 2013. I would love for you to be in that class. I would love for you to be able to speak with confidence and learn to command a room. You're going to learn these kinds of tips and much, much more. If you would like to join, just DM me at info@ladydrinks.com.